Good morning, Doctor. My project name is Empirical Research and Rational and Legal Basis for Determining Consumer Status in Knowingly Purchasing Counterfeit Goods Cases. My name is RUOYAN, and my student ID is W2099465. The first I want to illustrate is the objective content and key issues to be addressed in the project research and experimentation. First is research purpose. Knowing purchasing counterfeit goods involves consumers deliberately buying and using products they know are fake, including imitations for reasons such as lower prices. Some do this to legally challenge and seek compensation from producers and sellers of such goods. A behavior termed knowing purchasing counterfeit goods in this study. This raises questions of whether these individuals qualify as consumers under consumer rights protection law and regulations. And despite the alignment with the consumer rights protection law, legal ambiguities have led to inconsistent court practices affecting the predictability and smoothness of legal applications. So, the next I want to illustrate is the research content. First, the social status quo of knowing purchase counterfeit goods. The practice of knowing or purchasing counterfeit goods is quite common. Some buyers make a profession out of claiming compensation from sellers, and they sometimes openly declare in court that their purpose of purchasing was to seek compensation. Moreover, the trend of knowing purchasing counterfeit goods has evolved from individual actions to more organized, commercialized, and group-oriented activities. For instance, there are individuals assigned to make purchases, others responsible for litigation, as some specialize in studying relevant laws, regulations, and national standards. There are even professional lawyers tasked in appearing in court. And the second is a legislative situation. Yeah, here I illustrate all the relevant legal documents here. And the studies regarding the court's judgment and reasoning on knowing purchasing counterfeit goods. We anticipate collect at least 100 valid cases from relevant websites such as China Judgment Online and Peking University Law, focusing on the classification of the individuals involved in knowingly purchasing counterfeit goods. With these cases for different types of such buyers, we will combine statistics on the court's attitudes toward their recognition and as consumers. This will allow us to obtain a basic understanding of the current status of consumer identity regulation for different types of knowingly purchasing counterfeit goods individuals. And fourth is analyze and evaluate from the perspectives of practical reasoning and jurisprudence. In this part, we mainly focusing on the purpose of a consumer protection law, and we aim to balance the value between a regulating market transaction order and combating the actions of sellers who manufacture and sell counterfeit and inferior goods. And the next part is the main issues to be addressed. First, the first issue is what consists a consumer, and the second problem is the determination of fraud in civil law, and the third problem is the issue of recognizing the consumer status of professional anti-counterfeiters. And the next part is research status and development trends. First is the case judgment situation. Currently, there are 103 guiding cases in China, of which 6 are from the High Court. On the training judgment online website, there are already 4,415 relevant judgments, including 47 from the High Courts. And the second is a feathers research situation. In China's academic circles, there has been an abundance of research achievement related to this field, with 2,650 papers published, including 48 in core and C-level journals. And third is the legal normative situation. And fourth is development of the current legislative situation. In 2017, the Supreme People's Court's response and opinion on guiding and regulating professional anti-counterfeiters was published. The definition of the consumer has been a long debated fundamental issue. On the one hand, the new consumer protection law implement starting from 2014 did not clarify the definition further, but continued with an open-ended conceptual framework. Although this approach has its legislative rationality, the ambiguity in definition has led to different exceptions in judicial practice. The 2013 provisions of the Supreme People's Court on several issues concerning the application of law in the trial of food and drug dispute cases, hereinafter referred to as the provisions, especially Article 304, for the refined identification of those engaging in loaning, purchasing counterfeit goods in good and drug sectors. And the final part is the technical approach and the expected outcomes of the project. Our basic approach is first we will begin by understanding the general situation of loading, purchasing counterfeit goods to determine our research direction. Next, we plan to search for related judicial documents on loading, purchasing counterfeit goods in judicial document databases such as China Judgments Online. We will conduct a statistical and empirical analysis of the factual and legal aspects involved in the current judicial review of such cases. This will help us clarify their basic status, characteristics, and issues, and subsequently provide explains and reflections for legal theory and judicial practice. And the research methodology we would like to use here as follows. So, and the expected outcomes of our research project is through the study of similar cases. The main reasons behind the current judgment are summarized from the perspectives of the jurisprudence and practical reasoning and analysis and the evaluation of the general judgment trends in similar cases are conducted. In final stage of the study, combine all previous research and our own thoughts and opinions. We aim to form a clear and comprehensive understanding and reflection of this social issue through a research paper. Thank you, and that's all for my presentation.